Episode 70 of Against All Odds 5.5, and we have approximately 3 days until we can craft our final piece of gear and head straight for the series conclusion. Hey there, Legion, it's Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. I'm going to check something as I kick off this recording session based on a comment I got a few days ago, and yeah, this idea really bothers me. But apparently, when I first opened up this Lost and Found box, I derped real hard, because when you change the categories in the Lost and Found box, like for instance to tools, which is what I did. Now, if I had changed it to any other category, I would have cut myself. But because tools is so full, I didn't notice this. But when you change the categories in the Lost and Found, or in your inventory, if you have a container, such as in this case the Lost and Found pulled up, it also changes the sort and what is viewable in the container. So I'm going to pull up all again, and we're going to scroll to the very bottom just to be sure. Okay, well, there was the possibility, just the slight possibility, that I overlooked some guts and or hides, and that would have been hilarious and also slightly infuriating. But turns out that did not happen. I didn't think that would be the case, but it was still worth going back and having a look because, yeah, I didn't catch myself doing that. I didn't catch myself after the fact. So when I read that comment, I was like, oh, you have got to be freaking kidding me. What a silly mistake. So now that we've looked at that, I have... It's a little snowy outside, as you recall. We have no more cabin fever risk at the moment, which is beautiful, although I don't trust it not to come back. Let's take a look at... Okay, we have this fresh venison, which I'm going to go ahead and chow down on, just to get rid of the weight. Then we have this water. So again, we're waiting on this deer hide to cure, and it's almost 50% there. It's 40% there now, which means we have 3 days exactly until it's done curing. Unless I've forgotten something. Hang on. Yep, 5 days. That is a mistake that I've made before, as far as remembering that some things take longer to cure than others. Particularly with, what was it, bear hides and moose hides? I think bear hides in this series, when I was curing the bear hide at the farmstead in Pleasant Valley, which ironically is where some of my other hides currently are, I wasn't quite aware of the fact that it was going to take that much longer, and it caught me by surprise. So, what are we going to do with ourselves? We need to generally stay outside to avoid cabin fever, but tell you what, where else haven't I explored? I haven't. One thing that hasn't happened is evidently there's, and I've talked about this, there's something new in this zone somewhere, and it's supposedly along the highway. I don't know where along the highway, but I'm just going to start meandering this direction. We can't obviously stay outside for long because we're in pseudo-blizzard conditions, and I don't generally like pseudo-blizzard conditions. I mean, there may be a few of you that do, but I rather doubt any of us do. So like I said, I'm going to meander this way towards areas where there could be other things to explore. It's possible that whatever it is along the road in the other direction, but I don't recall seeing anything on my way in, so I'm not going to worry about it. If I need to get food at any point, I will, well, just have to kill something. That's how this is looking at this point. I do have some cattails on me, and I have some other snacks, so I'm not without food at the moment. I'm actually quite low on water, all things considered, but that too can be fixed. That cabin fever risk let up just in time. I'm starting to get the itch. I'm definitely ready to explore a new area, and I mean, I am looking forward to whatever might be around the corner here in Coastal Highway that I'm not familiar with. But for the most part, I have been through this zone. We've been through the zone many times before in past playthroughs. Not that it's not a lovely zone. I like Coastal Highway. It's a good central location. It's got lots of loot. I am grateful for it in so many ways. But I'm ready to visit Hush River Valley. We just need those deerskin boots. Because as you can see, it's freaking cold. Thank you for agreeing with me there, Jennifer. Much appreciated. Okay, don't see anything out of the ordinary yet. Wait. What is that just the rock formation over there? I think that's just the rock formation. Alright, we're gonna have to step inside momentarily. I think I'm just looking at rocks over there. Hello. Okay. Yep. This is new, this is new, this is new, this is new, this is new. Get inside, get inside, get inside. I'm freaking cold, don't want to lose health. Alright. Now, I know a little bit. I haven't seen this. But I am aware of some... Okay, there's loot in here, which is good.
This'll come in handy.
Do I need ragged trail boots? I really don't. I don't think so. So there's... Okay, heavy hammer, don't need that, but that's an interesting find. Of all things to find in here, find a relatively high dice roll item. Or low dice roll item, depending on how you want to say it, but anyway. So... From what I understand, there's an area in here that is unlike anything that the Long Dark has thrown at us in the past. So, when story mode dropped... Okay, so we're going to have to potentially... No, we don't have to break that down. That just takes us right here. When story mode dropped, back in the day... I believe that was the same time that Aurora were added to the game. When Aurora were added to the game, we began to realize that during the Aurora... Actually... Yeah, it's been so long since that was added. I can't remember if Aurora and the fact that Aurora brought kind of the power and everything back to life were added at the same time, or if those were separate features. But anyway, whether it was story mode... Whether it was when the Aurora were added, or whether it was just when the Aurora started powering things, could have been all at the same time, could have been a different time. I've genuinely forgotten. I'm 90% sure. We started experiencing, the fact that the world would change in certain ways during the Aurora. The wolves would, of course, get scarier, and the bears, of course. But things would also have power. And in this case, this mining elevator... doesn't work right now, but during an Aurora, it does. And you can go down to wherever this leads, as long as the Aurora is still going, and explore. Now, if there's an Aurora tonight, I'm definitely doing that. That being said, I'm sure your mind is filling in the blanks already with this particular elevator, in this particular set of circumstances. Those requirements for getting down into the mine. Because if you're down there and the Aurora stops, you're stuck. So the chances of survival at that point, unless you have a ton of supplies on you, and a lot of luck that another Aurora comes around quickly, your chances of survival are pretty low at that point. So part of me does just want to hang out in here. I don't think we'll get cabin fever if we're inside a mine shaft. Hang on, let me take one more moment to look around and make sure I haven't overlooked anything, like sitting on top of these crates or in these nooks and crannies. I don't think I have. I've been looking around while I've been talking, but we all know that doesn't always lead to environmental awareness. Awareness of my immediate circumstances and surroundings. Okay. So, I kind of want to just hang out in here and see if maybe there's an Aurora tonight. Because we have to pass some time, And as long as there's no cabin fever risk, it's not a real issue to do so. Let me step outside, though, just for a moment. Oh, good. The weather's gotten a little bit better. Let's see if I can spot a deer close-ish. How's my fire starting here? I don't need tinder. Thank you very much. I've got a couple of sticks, a piece of coal, 2 fire strikers because reasons. I'm grabbing a few more sticks because if I find something to kill, I will need wood to burn in order to cook it. Of course. And there's plenty of wood in there. So those sticks should be just about all I need. Did I just see a relatively low condition on my hatchet? I did. I'm going to have to sharpen that. It's down to 40%. After we sharpened it all the way up at, where were we, Timberwolf Mountain? It's all the way back down again. Interesting. Okay, so I think maybe there's a deer, a prop deer, out in this direction. I might be thinking of the area near the fishing huts, so I could be wrong about this. And yes, I know there's a wolf patrol route nearby. So I'm keeping an eye out amongst these black shapes that I'm utterly surrounded with. Okay, see? Yep, prop deer. I was right the first time. Alright, so this will get me a little bit of meat. Seems like the skies are clearing a little. And there is a wolf, which means he'll probably come toward me once I have the meat. And there's a real deer, in fact. I only need the prop deer, however. Only 2 pounds of meat. It's going to take 13 minutes. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to sprint. We are going to get the heck out of Dodge. I'm going to run inside and cook that meat. Get some water from a fire. Matter of fact, hang on. Suddenly it's a beautiful day in Coastal Highway. Can we just appreciate this moment as I walk straight towards a bear? That would be funny. All right, I do need to sharpen up that hatchet too. Yeah, we're down to 38% condition, starting to get into breakage territory. Not the smartest thing that I continue to break down sticks. If there are branches, rather. If there are just sticks that I can pick up, then I will gladly pick those up. Otherwise, I'm going to stop. Okay, starting to get pretty cold again. I would really like to regain some condition, so that's another reason for wanting to stay inside and rest where I am. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I can cook and get some water at the same time, so that's the plan. Wait. It's not allowing me to make a campfire in here. That was unexpected. Okay, I can't remember. Was there a fire barrel? I don't think there was. It's not letting me. This is unlike the other mining shafts because it's counted as an indoor area. So this may actually, being in here, may affect the return of cabin fever. By the way, there's at least one person in the comment section wondering, you know, with cabin fever being so debilitating, not only to my playstyle, but just annoying in general in its current iteration, why not just turn it off in the custom settings? And I have to tell you, I'm strongly considering it. I have left it on because it's an interesting aspect of gameplay and adds some additional challenge, but at this point, I think most of us would agree it's more annoying than it is challenging in its current form. Now, I have posted at length in the Hinterland forums. You can search for this. Just search for my name and Cabin Fever. You'll find the post. And we had an awesome discussion. I've talked about this in this series before, I believe. It's been a few episodes, but we had an awesome discussion about how Cabin Fever could potentially be improved. So, if Cabin Fever were to be changed, for instance, to where you could rest indoors, but it would not allow you to recover condition, or condition recovery would be very slow relative to what it normally would be. And there were some other potential changes as well. Then I would consider leaving Cabin Fever on. But if Cabin Fever stays as is, the next time I do a custom run on YouTube, or off for that matter, I will most likely be turning Cabin Fever off, because I agree with the sentiment that it is just frustrating to play and frustrating to watch, because it really kind of sticks you in place when it happens. Okay, so I definitely cannot start a campfire anywhere, not even near the door, which is a real shame. So I'm going to have to start one outside. It's fine. As long as I can rest, I'll be fine. Wait a minute. Wind. Hadrian's eternal search for another hollowed-out tree continues. Let's see if we can spot one. We still have raw meat on us, so I don't want to walk around like an idiot. But if I can spot that, could be... Okay, no, I guess not. Ooh, I feel like I'm near where a bear patrols. Oh, interesting. Look at this. We're up at the campsite again. And the way the wind is blowing... Hang on. If I stand here, am I blocked from the wind? Yes, I am, actually. Okay, I can get a fire going. I don't need it going for too long, so with any luck, this little cranny... After what happened last episode, I'm very wary of starting a fire outside.
Come on, little fire.
Okay. Lots of sticks. Okay, now we are above freezing. Let's start cooking that. And at the same time, begin melting some snow. We've got 2 hours and 12 minutes on the fire. Well, 2 hours, 12 minutes with an asterisk by it, because it's an outdoor fire. You know how this goes. Not your first rodeo. Let's go ahead and drink this water that we just boiled, and I'm going to get some more off this fire. 7 minutes till ready. Past time. Let's take that. How am I doing calorie-wise? I could go ahead and eat the meat, I suppose. It's 929 calories. That way I'm not carrying around 2 extra pounds that I don't have to absolutely carry. Let's pick that up. Got 0.43 gallons. I suppose I will... Looks like I have another recycled can. Forgot about that. So I'll go ahead and do that a few more times. Now I've got water. Tell you the truth, I should probably do it again, because I have carrying capacity now. The only thing that could slow me down is if I found something in the cave during an aurora, which I'm really hoping there's an aurora tonight. That would be incredible luck if there was. Okay. I think that's going to be all the water I need. Because it starts to get heavy after a while, and we've got nearly a gallon on us. So let's pick this stuff back up. And we're starting to get pretty tired, which is good. I want to rest for a while and then see if I can wake up in the middle of the night when, you know, the aurora is going, if there is one. So let's... how much time is left on the fire? An hour? If I manage to kill that other deer that's nearby right now, I could have more meat. Where are you? Visibility's awesome. And I do not see that deer now. Nor any wolves in the area. That might actually indicate that... Oh, there he is. There he is, right in the middle of the screen. You, because YouTube horribly compresses videos, you might not be able to see him, but I can see him. Walking right toward him. It's like 36 degrees right now, thanks to the fact that we're walking with our torch, so we're not even losing any heat at the moment. It's a lovely thing. Alright, so I do see that wolf over there as well. So I want to be somewhat careful about this. I don't know that I'll harvest the entire deer, but this will just give me a little bit of extra food to live on while I'm away from my base. Okay, now the question is, can I get through here, or am I going to get stuck? Huh? Nope. Okay, next question. Can I get up on top of that log by walking up this little snow slope? Not looking promising. Oh, wait, there we go. I knew that. I knew I should be able to get on top of these. It was just because I was crouched. That was preventing me. I haven't tried to sneak over this terrain probably ever. Could I shoot the deer in the back of the head? Or would that just start the Benny Hill theme all over again? If you get that joke, congratulations. All right, let's see if I can shoot the deer in the back of the head. Be a first. Come on. Poke your head up, buddy. Oh, wow, I didn't even hit him. Really? I want to go back and watch that. Maybe I shot to the left. Okay, good. He didn't run far because, well, I didn't hit him. So that's helpful. Now I'm losing a little bit to the cold. Looks like the temperature is dropping quickly-ish. Deer's actually in a good position now. Also, that gunshot might have scared the wolves away in the other direction, so that could have worked in my favor overall. Yeah, deer is moving in a perfect pattern relative to me. We don't have a lot of daylight left, so I'm going to have to be careful with this harvest window, but much better. Now the question is, how much meat should I gank off of the corpse right away? 8.8 pounds would be more than enough to cook and live on for a bit. Yeah, I'll take 8.8 pounds, and then I will hightail it, because I will have wolves on my tail with that much meat on me.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Alright, so I'm going to go right back to where I was before. My fire may still be going, and if it is, and if it's protected from the wind, I'll throw some coal on it to keep it going for a little while longer while I cook this meat. Could always come back and get more meat off the deer later. Make sure there's not another wolf nearby that I'm unaware of. I don't see smoke rising. It's possible that the wind might have found a way to get to my fire. But then again, there's a lot of trees back there, so the fact that there's not smoke rising doesn't mean much. Yes, the wind is blowing slightly in my direction. So this is going to be reasonably well timed, especially if there is an aurora, because if I can cook this meat on the remains of my fire, it's gonna have like minutes on it if I get back to it at this point. If I can cook this meat on the remains of my fire, and then get inside, I will be tired enough to justify several hours of sleep. That will also hopefully not contribute to renewed cabin fever risk. Because as I have just discussed with you, that is not something I'm really interested in dealing with anymore. Okay. Moment of truth. I think I hear the crackle of a fire. Yes, it is still going. It's protected from the wind. Beautiful. This is a decent spot then. Because it's downhill and then in this little area. It might still, like if wind were to come straight from this direction, it might be in trouble. But even then, it's fairly well protected. Word of the wise. All right, let's pop one piece of coal on there. And that's going to get it nice and warm. So those are now cooking. I think I can just pass some time until this is done. I'll drink a little bit of water to relieve some weight. Oh no. Alright, so it turns out that campfire was not invincible. The wind, it came from the exact direction that I was worried that it would. At least, oh man, that really pisses me off. We were in a good spot there. If it had lasted just another, like, hour without giving me a lot of wind, it would have been fine. Wasted that piece of coal, too. Okay, well, I need to get inside and rest. We're going to leave the meat out in the snow. That. And I'll step inside. Also, on that note, I will go ahead and stop this episode here. I will be hoping for an aurora as we move forward, but that's going to be saved for the next 20 to 30 minutes of gameplay. I'm going to head well back. Well, it doesn't really matter. I could stay near the door and still be warm enough. But I'm going to stand back here because, you know, if there's an aurora, I would prefer to be near the mine shaft to where I didn't waste a single moment. Because you never know how long it's going to last. I mean, if I don't time this right, the series could very well end in this mine shaft. On the other hand, if I time it right, we could find some really cool stuff in there. I don't know what we could find. Like I said, I haven't actually seen this. I've only heard about it. It's my first time looking at it, and I have no idea what kind of gear might be down there, so no spoilers. But we're going to have a look down in that direction in the next episode, assuming we get an aurora, which is kind of a big assumption. So, cross your fingers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.